So it's Fernandez who wins this 7th bout of the night, and we have our biggest experience separation coming up here in bout number 8. The senior Sean Mullen against freshman Jackson Amorosa.
My name is Sean Mullen. I'm a senior from Morrissey Manor out of Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm studying civil engineering with a minor in engineering corporate practice. Bengal Bouts has been such a source of dedication and commitment for me, and it's also taught me so much about loss and failure and overcoming adversity that I really couldn't imagine my Notre Dame experience any other way.
How's it going, everyone? I'm Jackson Amorosa. I'm a freshman living in Duncan Hall, originally from Houston, Texas. And what Bengal Bouts means to me, I think, is I had a bunch of family go through Notre Dame, so I've heard about Bengal Bouts growing up, but to actually be here, be in the club, to do the bouts, I think it allows me to kind of see where I am mentally and physically in terms of my toughness, allows me to see how I persevere through difficult challenges, but it also gives me an outlet to get back to a really cool mission, the Holy Cross mission in Bangladesh, which I find to be just super, super charitable and awesome to be a part of.
Amorosa, one of 2 freshmen competing in this year's finals, and actually be in back-to-back bouts. Amorosa, the first of the 2 going. The senior Sean Mullen will present quite a challenge for him, but he's certainly proven worthy of it by getting to this stage.
Yeah, I don't know much about Jackson here. You know, I talked to Coach Pete Patini. He had great things to say before the match. I think he's going to keep it, high 1s and 2s and keep it very simple. I had a couple of coaches that always told me to keep it simple, stupid. I think it's what we'll see here from Jackson. Good technical boxing. But I'll tell you what, Sean Mullen, the other corner, has got a chip on his shoulder the size of Texas. This kid's been the recipient of some tough split decisions over the past years, and he's coming to play.
Like he mentioned in his little biography there, he's been no stranger to adversity over these past 3 years. When he was a sophomore, he lost to Matt Downing, who was a future finalist, close friend of ours as well. Shout out, Matt just ran his first marathon last weekend. And then last year he lost again to Nolan Lyon in the semifinals. We just saw earlier tonight win his first jacket. And then to throw everything on top of that, last year he had a window fall on his knee and shattered his knee, had a huge leg injury, still showed up to the pit, kept working his upper body so he'd be ready. I think when it comes down to someone who deserves their shot at a jacket tonight, there is no one that I would choose in this club other than Sean Mullen. Really glad that he finally has this shot tonight. That's what Bengal Bouts is all about.
Well, he's got that shot, getting ready to take it. George Williams will start us off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a final round matchup in the 160-pound weight division of the 94th annual Bengal Bouts. Introducing first, in the blue corner, a senior from Phoenix, Arizona, representing Morrissey Manor, Sean Mullen. And his opponent, in the gold corner, a freshman from Houston, Texas, representing Duncan Hall, Jackson Amorosa.
Interesting fashion choice here by Jackson. The rolling of the shorts, different look, different style. I like it. Freshman coming out unique.
He's got the red socks too, also standing out.
Oh yeah, he's matching.
Foresight to have the whole matching kit here.
Well, battle of the South here with Mullen coming from Phoenix, Arizona, and Amorosa from Houston, Texas. And both of them mentioned their fathers as a huge part of their journeys throughout Bengal Bouts. Mullen said he first joined because his dad had competed years before him. Amorosa had his dad come out from Houston for the quarterfinals, and no doubt his family cheering him on tonight.
Yeah, Sean's coming out aggressive here, which is expected. It's kind of been the case with all his bouts in his history of Bengal Bouts here. What I'm looking for here is if Sean can sustain a high pace for 3 rounds. Again, he's never been to the finals before and is unfamiliar to these 2-minute rounds. From what Jackson, on the other hand, from what I've heard, he's been really nice at closing and finishing off as the rounds go on. So I think that combination right there is a perfect matchup to see what happens.
He's off to a good start in this one, getting a big cheer from his crowd. Just the second 8 count of the night here in bout number 8.
I'm surprised by that one. Bit early. Definitely plays to Sean's advantage. I think Jackson's probably a little bit, spooked by that one, but we'll see what happens here. I think both guys still very much locked in for this. see Sean getting active on the hooks. Oh.
Came right off the ropes there. Landed a nice jab.
Seeing Sean here a bit wild on the hooks. Keep it technical, keep it clean, keep his guard up.
We've got blood here as well. Can't tell who it's coming from right now. I'll have to look at the cut men in each corner.
Nice little pick there from Coach Kevin. Some big hooks there from Sean. Uh-oh. Got it.
Looks like it's from Amorosa, yeah, across his chest, I think. So we get a stoppage with 32 seconds left in this opening round.
Take out the wipes.
Again, this is big for Sean right here. He fights at a really high pace, so getting an extra breather right here, I know that's big for him. We're going to help him in the last 30 seconds here.
Yeah. I think Sean's a candidate where if you're going against Sean, you want to have a distinctive style. When you consider Sean's skill set, right? He's got a long reach, but unlike some longer fighters that you might see that are a bit skinnier and longer, he's got a lot of strength, strong core. Doesn't really have a one weakness that's exposed. Here he is pumping up his corner. So if I'm Jackson here, you gotta pick one strategy and execute it with a ton of momentum and kind of make Sean react. Otherwise, without taking Sean out of his comfort zone, I like Sean in this situation.
Yeah, Mullen new to this stage, but obviously has the experience advantage. He's been a member of the club all 4 years of his time at Notre Dame.
That's another big right hand for Sean that's going to force Coach Kevin Smith for a standing 8 count. Safety's always at the forefront of our minds here at Bengal Bouts.
Yeah, just a big shot there from Sean, kind of flipping the momentum from Jackson coming forward. See the sign of respect.
Couple 8 counts forced by Mullen in that opening round. Stoppage for blood as well as we finally complete these first 2 minutes of bout number 8. Amelia Hernandez ready to chat with Zora Stevenson after his win.
All right, Amelia, you mentioned that one of your favorite memories of boxing is knowing that you can take hits and keep going. How has that mindset influenced your performance tonight?
Well, I just want to say hats off to Joe, my opponent. He's a hell of a boxer, really pushed me to the limit. I was absolutely gassed towards the end of the second round and just kind of had to bite down, and he landed a bunch of good shots. In the end of the third round, he hit me once in the nose, and I could feel a little crunch. My nose immediately started bleeding, so I just knew that it was probably going to be 30 more seconds until it's all over, and I just knew that that's probably going to be the worst shot that I'll take all night, and that I knew I could finish it out.
Excellent, and I hope your nose feels better. Thank you so much. All right, back to you, Andrew.
Sure, we hope Emilio's nose feels better as well. Fernandez going out on the way that every senior hopes to by getting that first title, and such a special feeling, of course, to step in under these bright lights and perform like that in front of your friends and family.
I'll tell you what, the pain he's feeling in his nose right now is temporary, but that jacket and that championship is forever right there.
Here's Sean here. Want to stick to your guns. Stay busy with what you did in the first round.
I mean, look at this. Jackson, freshman novice boxer, has had 2 8 counts against him, comes out swinging right away.
Yeah, frustrating first round for Jackson. Psychological war definitely goes to Mullen. A little bit of a trip up here. Legs get tangled up sometimes. We got a headgear issue. We're giving Sean an 8 count just on a technicality. I think it was more of a crossing legs and crossing wires than anything else. Just good counters from Sean. Good straights, keeping him honest. Every time Jackson lands something, Sean's coming back for more.
I think what you're seeing here with Sean is these 3 years that he's had to go through to get to this moment. He's got that on his mind right now, and he's making sure that his opponent feels it.
Yeah, if you're Jackson, you want to stay stronger than Sean's jabs, right? Every time Sean wants to engage, hard jab down the middle from Jackson is what you want to see. But it's frustrating, in theory, it's very easy until you get in there and you actually catch him in the chin. That'll make you think. That'll make you think about it as you go to execute your plan.
As Mike Tyson said, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yeah.
Both of these competitors landing a few of those throughout this bout so far. Under the final 30 seconds of round 2.
Good string of punches there from Jackson. You can see him.
Still
Sean,
ending.
you see Sean there. I think he's clenching Jackson, and Jackson's continuing to punch. Jackson's in the right there. It's not a clench until the referee calls it.
Mullen trying to answer to that near the end of this second round.
Good clinch from Jackson.
That time the official does step in. Oh, big punch there from Mullen, sent Amorosa staggering back a few steps. He connects with another huge one right at the end of the round.
That's going to be a squirter. We're going to need some wipes here. I think Sean cut Jackson there with a big one at the end. And I think what you want to see from Sean, right? He is landing some big shots on Jackson that, the judges are definitely taking note of. But one thing to know is that those 8 counts that you see, they don't count anything more than, the quick jab. They all count the same in boxing, at least the way our scoring system works here. So despite seeing the 8 count and maybe the effect it has on like the psychological warfare, that's not showing up in the score sheet.
I was talking to Coach Kevin Smith yesterday about what advice he has to the boxers, and he said exactly that. He goes, a lot of guys come in here and they just want to land those big punches, but one big punch is nothing compared to 3 short, small, quick blows inside from a scoring perspective.
Well, Mullen's got boxing in his DNA. As mentioned, his dad competed in Bengal Bouts before. His grandfather also boxed in the Navy. Had a brother who went to Notre Dame, so plenty familiar with campus and all the traditions before he even arrived back in 2020. Now here in 2024, finds himself center stage here at Purcell Pavilion in the 3rd round of this 160 Bengal Bouts final.
Good body shot there by Sean. Hard to see on the broadcast, I'm sure, but
Mullen,
you see Sean.
He has come out swinging in this 3rd round.
Jackson flips the switch.
Oh, Amorosa doing some nice work against the ropes. Mullen went down to a knee there. And so after Amorosa had 2 8 counts in the 1st round, he's going to force one here in the 3rd. It looks like, oh no, excuse me.
It's a quick pause.
Just a brief stoppage there, and we go back.
Yeah, you see both guys there getting a bit out of control. I think I just saw a nose plug fly out. That's fun.
Yeah, you can see it there, just near the Bengal Bouts logo in the center of the ring.
I think Sean's playing this right. Oh.
Mullen with a couple of nice hits.
Want to see Sean here continue bringing the pressure, but keeping his legs in place, allowing himself to keep throwing those 1s and 2s and 3s and 4s. You see him just bringing that back foot forward. Oh, big shoulder there. Oh,
wow.
There we go.
Looked more like wrestling there for a moment than boxing.
Yeah, Jackson playing this right. When you take pressure, you want to go in there for the clinch. I think we're just getting a bit aggressive on kind of how we're approaching that clinch. It's all good. It all happens,
They touch gloves. After a brief check for the official on both of them, we're underway now and inside now 30 seconds in the final round.
Like what I saw from Jackson there, just letting Sean slip and roll and just waiting for him to come up and throw in a 1 and 2. You see Jackson kind of laying his weight on Sean.
Whoa. Amorosa so aggressive there with his attack, he sent himself spinning. Freshman with not perfect technique at time, but sometimes it's been effective, certainly.
Well, it's certainly a strategy. It's certainly a strategy. You can see Jackson kind of throwing his weight onto Sean, and that is exhausting to look. Can't even separate him now. It's so hard to figure out when you're in there, especially if you haven't seen it in previous rounds of the tournament.
I don't think I've ever been as impressed with a novice performance in the finals as I've just seen tonight. Jackson took huge shots from Sean and just kept coming forward. The amount of people here at Notre Dame that say they're going to do Bengal Bouts, whether you're a freshman, junior, senior, doesn't matter. So many people say, I'm going to do Bengal Bouts, I'm going to do Bengal Bouts. They never show up to the practice here. Jackson just went through absolute fire in order to fight this fight right now, and he just kept coming forward. And at the end, still has the energy to hype up his crowd. I mean, this guy's just built different. I'm so impressed with him right now, no matter what the score comes out to be here. And it's a close fight, but I think being a young guy in the club right now, he has a bright future ahead of him in Bengal Bouts.
You see Sean visibly frustrated with just the style of fighting, and that, that's the nature of the beast sometimes, You got to change things up. You got to be a little bit different, a bit of a black sheep. And I think you can see Jackson here excited, enjoying the ride. We'll see what happens here on the cards.
It's the 8th bout of the night, a battle of the engineers. Amorosa, a chemical engineer. Mullen, a civil engineer in the minor in engineering corporate practice, And strong showings from both of them. Handshake from the official for both, and now we await the word of who is the victor.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is the result of this final round matchup in the 160-pound weight division. And your winner, by split decision, out of the gold corner, Jackson Amorosa!
What a moment for Jackson Amorosa, the freshman in his first year in the club, goes all the way.
What a performance by Jackson. Like I said earlier, I've never been as impressed with a freshman's novice performance in the bouts before. That just showed so much heart and grit, and that's something you can't teach in people. Credit to Sean Mullen, though, senior, really giving it his all. I know this club means a lot to him. Even outside of the boxing, he's been a great mentor to a lot of guys in the club. When I talked to a lot of captains this year, they said that Sean's always hanging around the pit. He just loves this club so much. Sad to see his journey end this way, but I know overall this is a really important experience for him, and he left a big impact on a lot of people, myself included.
Well, the first freshman to compete tonight was a winner. That's Jackson Amorosa, and he's now with Armoria Wayne Scott.
Jackson, you're a freshman and you just went up against one of the most seasoned veterans in this Bengal Bouts program. How good does it feel to come out on top?
It feels great. It was such a great experience. Sean's the man. He's the nicest guy. Really, all these seniors really took me under my wing. Damian, my corner coach, we faced in the semis, and he opted to be in my corner tonight, and he's just the greatest guy. But Sean is too, and he's tough as nails. And I knew he was more seasoned. I knew he was more experienced. So, I mean, my roommates and I say it in our dorm every day, but you just got to be gritty. I went out there, had to show some grit. To my family back home, I took a little bit too many shots. I'm sorry. I'll do my best to keep my hands up a little bit better going forward, but I just want to say thank you to everyone who's involved in this. It's been a blast, and I just hope to keep it going. But to Sean, I mean, he did such a great job, so it was awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back to you, Andrew.
Thank you, Maria. I think Jackson did okay for himself, certainly in that first finals bout for himself. May have taken some shots, but certainly doled out quite a few on his road to victory.